Hello team, welcome back to this week's video. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Gigi, I'm a plant-based nutritionist and personal trainer. If you're not new here, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm taking you through a full day of eating, so how I hit both my protein and fiber goal. Currently I'm targeting around 120 grams of protein a day. I want to do it a little bit different than other videos you see online where they only show the meals and taking you through my full days. So it essentially is spend the day with me, just because I think it's important to contextualize the food I eat. Throughout the video I will give you some nutritional tips around protein and fiber as well, so make sure you check those. As always, everything is time-stamped in the caption. But now is almost 9 o'clock and I have my coffee and my porridge here, but I haven't started my day now. My day has started a little bit earlier when I woke up and I went to the gym, so let's rewind a little bit and start from there. Cool, just got back from my workout, had a shower, got ready for the day, and I am starving, so let's prepare some breakfast. So my breakfast will be a very simple stovetop porridge. I'm doing it without protein powder because I get asked a lot, can you do breakfast, high protein breakfast without protein powder? Yes, if you know what to choose. So I'm quickly showing you what I use for this breakfast. A couple of words around this. This is powdered peanut butter. It's a great ingredient. If you don't know it, well, I'm showing you now. What essentially are the fatted peanuts. It's great. I've tried it in everything. I've done so many shakes, baked oats, or just like general bakes. It works really well, it absorbs a lot of water, so you need to take that into consideration. But I bought this, it's almost 700 grams and it lasts forever. 400 grams, it has 14 grams of fiber and 57 grams of protein. And we know, of course, that if you eat peanuts and peanut butter, there is a lot of protein, but there is also a lot of fat. But this is defatted, which means you only have 13 grams of fat, 400 grams of product, which is great. I'm linking mine in the Amazon affiliate links below. This is not sponsored, but please, PB Fit, sponsor me. Have a lot of protein and they are a complete protein. the big question is, how much protein do I need? I see a lot of numbers thrown around from 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram to 2.2, which is a huge range if you think about it. The amount of protein that you're requiring, it depends on so many factors. So for example, gender, because finally research is showing that women are not small men, to cite Dr. Stacy Sims, and also depends on age, activity level, your fitness level, and your goal, what you're training for. So a marathon trainer is, of course, will have a very different protein need from somebody who is training for a bodybuilder competition. So that 0.8 that you see in guidelines is a bit of not outdated guidelines, which refers to sedentary men who are doing no exercise at all. Which means they are just using protein to live. But if you are like lightly to moderate active, a good target, a very, very good target would be to aim for 1.2 to 1.4 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. If you are strength training, the ideal would be between 1.6 to 2.2. And that, of course, the range within depends on what your goals are, activity level, genders, and all of that. But my advice would be, instead of focusing on numbers, focus on the overall picture. So at least target 1.2, 1.4 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, but also make sure that your lifestyle and your overall diet is rich. Because if you are maximizing too much on protein, you risk that other nutrients are crowded out, which means you're gonna fall short on something else. So for example, if you're doing too much protein and not thinking about fats, not thinking about fiber, not thinking about carbs, of course at some point in the medium long term is gonna come back to you. Alright, so it's almost lunchtime. I am about to prepare lunch. I want to make sort of like a greens bowl with the peanut sauce. I'm using tempeh and brown rice. So the brown rice is already cooked from yesterday. The only thing we need to do is cut the veggies, bake the tempeh, and make the peanut sauce, which shouldn't take too long. And if you're organized and not like me, you can make the tempeh in advance and also the peanut sauce, so you only need to assemble really. We leave the tempeh to marinate for around 15 minutes. It's the time we need to chop the veggies really. Ideally it would be overnight because that way the tempeh really soaks the flavor, but if you're in a rush, it's enough to let them marinate the time you use for chopping the veggies. Do not throw away the remaining marinade, because when they are half baked, we're gonna take them out and brush the remaining on top of it, and really nice, very nice glaze. Question time. How much fiber do you need? Well, guidelines tell you that you should eat between 30 and 35 grams of fiber a day, which doesn't seem like a big number, but if we look at the recent stats, around somewhere in the area of 90% of Americans do not even go close to meeting these guidelines, and it's the same in the UK. I think it's around 12 to 15% of the population who meets the guidelines, the fiber guidelines. So probably everybody has a bit of work to do. And if you are on a plant-based diet, chances are that you're already eating or over meeting your daily fiber needs, just because plants have fiber, something that meat and dairy do not have. But if you're following an omnivore diet and you're eating meat and dairy, but you want to increase your fiber intake, probably if you start eating more fiber, you will feel bloated and have gas and feel bloated, some discomfort, and do a lot of what in Italy we call puzzette. But it's very common and usually happens, and it's because your digestive tract, your digestive system needs time to adapt to the increased load of fiber that you are introducing. Think about it, think about your digestive system like you're training in the gym or you're training for a marathon. You can't step in the first day in the gym and thinking of deadlifting 100 kg. It takes time, right? But there are some tips that you can follow to avoid the discomfort from fiber. First of all, start slow. So the slower you start, the better. It will become more sustainable. Maybe start with 1 or 2 bean dense dishes during the week, and then once you feel you have adapted to the bloating, then increase. Drink plenty of water because that helps move the fiber through your digestive system. Balance the type of fiber you're eating. Don't go full on beans, but make sure you add, for example, whole grain too. And maybe for the first while, cook your own beans. So you can soak and, for example, pressure cook the legumes or beans in general. This usually helps you have less bloating, and that's it. This is general advice. Of course, every single case needs to be taken into consideration. There are some conditions that need to be treated separately, but that's another thing. So I just got home. It's almost 7 o'clock, and I want to do something really quick for dinner that takes maximum 20 minutes. It's a zingy peas and beanie bowl, which I already posted on Instagram, and it made over 2 million views, and so many of you made it and they loved it. It's super quick, really delicious, really filling, and only takes 1 pot. So let's cook it. Hey Google, put on a cooking playlist. Sure. So this is how it looks like once it's done. It's very creamy, and you compare it with any source of carbs you like. I chose seeded sourdough bread because I love it so much. Buon appetito! I could eat this every single day. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please let me know by giving it a like. And if you want more content like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you have any question around protein, fiber, training or nutrition, please write them below, because it really helps me understand what you want to see. And of course, I'll be more than happy to answer you. If you're looking for more high protein and high fiber recipes, make sure to check my social. But also I have a cookbook that's called Plant Protein, and it has 80+ recipes that will help you hit your protein and fiber goal. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Ciao!